The MLB system called the scoring drought prevailed once again as the Astros dismantled the A's by an 8-1 score yesterday. That raised the system's season record to 11 wins and 3 losses. Amazingly enough, we have 2 teams qualifying under this money-making betting strategy today. And of course, both of them represent premium picks. But that's not it. I'm going to go crazy today by providing you with a third premium pick, which is something I've not done all season long. So, in other words, you don't want to miss out today's video. I'm Professor MJ, a 15-year university statistics teacher. Welcome to the best sports betting show on YouTube. Let's start by making sure we are all on the same page by reviewing the rules of the famous scoring drought betting angle. You need to start by looking for road teams whose money line is higher than plus 150 in American format, which means it is greater than 2.50 in decimal odds. If such a team lost its past 2 games by scoring 2 runs or fewer in each of those defeats, then you must bet against them today. You won't be surprised to hear that we're going to fade the Oakland A's for the 3rd straight day. Indeed, they are the visiting club again today, they are big underdogs, and they lost their past 2 contests by scoring 0 and 1 run respectively. So for this reason, pick number 1 for Friday, May 17 goes to Oakland's opponents, the Kansas City Royals. Cole Ragans gets the start for KC. He enjoyed a good 2023 season with an impressive 1.16 whip statistic. He's having a pretty good start to the 2024 campaign, except for a couple of starts where he allowed 7 runs. That was the case in his last outing against the Angels, but I think that will contribute to make sure he will be laser focused for today's start. I expect him to bounce back with a solid performance against a weak squad. That being said, which other team fits under the scoring drought betting system? I invite you to put your attention on the Nationals. They were shut out in each of their past 2 matches, and they are big road underdogs at Citizens Bank Park today. So, by following the rules of this great betting strategy, we must fade Washington. That's why my second MLB pick for May 17 goes to the Philadelphia Phillies to cruise against the Nationals. In this case, the odds are very low on Philly, so I have to admit I prefer the Royals play. Still, there is no way I'm going to miss out on a wager recommended by the scoring drought. Moreover, we get a mad Zach Wheeler starting for us since he's coming off a poor outing where he gave up 6 runs to the lowly Marlins. What? Believe me, he won't take the Nationals for granted. Knowing that he owns a career ERA of 4.67 against Washington is not reassuring though. Jake Irvin gets the call for the Nats. He has squandered 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 of his past 6 outings, so that makes this bet even scarier. Do you understand better why I prefer grabbing the Royals under these circumstances? Personally, I have put more money on KC than Philly, but that is obviously up to you to make your own decisions. I'm just here to share my thoughts about my own bets. Now, after this short break, let's go with a third premium pick, which will be the first time all season that I've done that. Let's switch gears by opting for a player proposition bet. These types of bets have generated a 28-19 record so far this season, which yielded an 8.1% return on investment. On May 17, I like very much Chris Bassett from the Toronto Blue Jays to allow under 5.5 hits against the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's be honest here. Bassitt has been a disappointment thus far in the 2024 season. His ERA was below 3.60 in each of the past 4 seasons, while this year it stands at 5.06. Bassitt has been hit hard by lefties, who have posted a 324 batting average against him this year. As a comparison, right-handed batters have a low 244 batting average. That may be why the Jays opted to go with Kikuchi against a lefty-heavy Baltimore lineup on Wednesday. The good news is that it also gives Bassitt more rest days, so I think he will be feeling good about himself today. Despite his struggles, Bassitt has allowed less than 5.5 hits in 4 of his 8 starts. Now let's pretend you would have bet him to give up less than 5.5 hits in each of his 33 starts last year. Ultimately, you would have racked up 19 wins and 14 losses. The Rays have an offense that ranks in the middle of the pack. Also, Bassitt has performed much better at home than on the road over recent years. Indeed, he owns a 3.10 ERA at home since 2022 versus 4.36 on the road. With the extra days of rest, I think Bassitt tosses a great game in front of his home crowd tonight. Whew! We covered a lot of stuff today, so let's do a quick summary, shall we? We started by taking a couple of teams due to the money-printing scoring drought betting system. The Royals to defeat the A's, along with the Phillies straight up against Washington. Remember that I am not overly confident about the Philly bet and their corresponding low odds, so I am putting more money on KC. Finally, I am very high on Chris Bassitt to give up less than 5.5 hits against Tampa. Are you happy that I gave away 3 premium picks today? If so, please show your appreciation by any method of your choice, like leaving a comment, hitting the thumbs up button, or even better yet, by subscribing to this sports betting channel. My number one goal is to boost my viewers' bankrolls, and that's why we call ourselves the Bookie Crushers. I wish you an awesome weekend. I'm Professor MJ saying so long.